Hi. I'm just gonna, you know, start doing these more often. Um, so I feel like uh, today is a sad day for everyone. And every podcaster across YouTube. Um, PewDiePie, I don't know if he's gonna make a statement. I don't know if Markiplier or Jacksepticeye is gonna make a statement at all. CNanners, any of the Vanos Gaming crew are gonna make a statement on it. Unfortunately, to everyone here, Charlie Kirk, one of the famous American commentators in America, has been assassinated by the uh, radical left. Um, at 4 points where the assassinator stood up or killed Charlie from around 300 yards away. There were 4 points into the area which there were security cameras, and the FBI took that very seriously. It was a black figure, black hood, black coat, black mask, huntsman rifle, an air huntsman rifle. How do I know this? Whoosh, whoosh. That's the sound an air huntsman rifle makes. How do I know this? I've heard one been shot before. I think I would know. Wow. Um.
And other.
Sorry, just give me a moment to breathe. I think it's honestly horrible that now we look at this guy, Charlie Kirk, and we go like, yeah, he's just no longer with us. And I think it's kind of sad that we have the FBI, the CIA, the president, security, who know about Blue Sky, and they know that people are being or breaking their guidelines and breaking rules, and all we can see is like one after the other, no posts being deleted, guidelines being broken. I mean, blood poured from his neck, and people are like, "Oh, whoa!" It's like, no, you're breaking guidelines. Blue Sky is well aware that people are obviously breaking guidelines, and yet they just do nothing about it. It's like Charlie's dead. Charlie's dead. And we just sit there instead of taking our own initiative and doing something about it. Trump be like, well, we'll do something about it. No, we won't. No, we will not. Because you'll just sit there and be a figurehead like the rest of them.
Coverage has referred to this
Why?
as a male wearing blue jeans, and he was taken alive, which I did not expect.
Like,
In fact,
really?
I feel like our government failed
Nah, it's not.
in that aspect. But that's neither here nor there. My name's Jeremy. This is The Quartering, covering this.
Blue jeans. Blue jeans, huh? Blue jeans. Wait, hold on. Give me a second. Blue jeans.
Is to be engaging for not doing everything they should have. And then in that second video,
Why the fuck? Does that look like blue jeans to you? Does it?
you see a shot being fired, or you hear the shot being fired. Chaos erupts. The entire
So,
crowd.
we all know that's assassination. That we all know it. That's in our head. No one said anything. No one thought, oh, security guards. Like, there should be no one up there. Do you see any security guards up there at all? There should be no one up there. No one thinks like, assassination! Get down, Charlie, get down. No one fucking thinks that. We're all thinking it now, huh? No one thought about that. And yet, and people, you want to know what, the best narrative line that I ever hear from people? It only shot him in front of 1,000 people. No. It wasn't 10,000 people. The entire world can see it. And it's no longer limited to the state itself. The whole world is watching. The entire world is watching. And all they think that it's okay to break guidelines and do shit that is completely fucking illegal. Blue Sky saying, oh, they're happy for Charlie's death. Like, and the FBI aren't doing shit about it. The CIA's not doing anything about it. The cyber, enforcement's not doing anything about it. Something ain't right. Charlie Kirk ran his mouth and got shot. You want to know who's very silent right now? JSLAT is very silent. CIA, very silent. Where the fuck is the CIA in this? I mean, come on. Why the fuck is the CIA not anywhere to be
Drops to
found?
the ground, and then right there you can see a small little body. Maybe we'll zoom in.
The shot rings out. Dude gets up and bolts. Oh no, he's not doing shit. Who the fuck shoots something and just stays in one place? Think about that. An expert sniper rifle list would get up and run. Like, really? Come on. So you're gonna sit there and tell me that that guy on the thin roof, right there, like, catch cruiser, did it die? And we're just gonna sit there and take that? Like, no, I want a public execution. I want the world to watch that motherfucker get executed live on TV, broadcast to the entire fucking world, so we can show them who's fucking boss. Because I'm tired of it. The CIA killed JFK. They killed John F. Kennedy. They killed Martin Luther King Jr. for commentating. They plotted the 9/11 assassination and tried to hide where 1.5 million money went by destroying the World Trade Centers. They tried to blame it on the Pentagon, their own people. After teaching a Houthi how to fly a plane, he flew it right into the fucking Pentagon and no one said anything until now. And now this. Are we dumb? Are we a dumb society? Like, really?
And play it as I'm speaking here. You see a tiny little...
A trans person. Let's talk about this real quick. Trans person saw it, it's like, yeah, well. It's like, no. If you were... Trans people are so nice. They're so respectful. And then we got this fucking shit. Oh my god. Look at this shit. Watch. Like, 3 hours ago.
I'm sure a lot of people have heard about the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Yeah,
already.
here we go.
And,
now they're doing shit about
those
it.
words are probably going to, because of this.
DC Comics writer and transgender activist suspended on Blue Sky after cheering on the Charlie Kirk assassination. Oh wow, it's like the JFK, John F. Kennedy, and all that stuff happened before. You wanna know something funny? Not a single motherfucking security specialist was on any of those roofs looking out. Because if there was, that shit would have never happened. It happened at Trump, and now it happened here. And you want to know something funny? The CIA have been very fucking more silent than the FBI. Think about it. They've been more silent than the FBI. People might be like, Joe, you're a conspiracist. Like, I think I would know. Let's take a look for a second. CIA, easy thing we can look up, right? 4 days ago, 13 hours ago, 5 hours ago. We got one that's like 11 days ago, 1 day ago, 10 days ago. They've been fucking silent, huh? Oh, Trump this, hostage talk that. And it's like, where is the Charlie Kirk video, huh? Where is it? They've been very fucking silent. You'd think these motherfuckers would be the first motherfuckers to ever know, huh? The Central Intelligence Agency. We got cameras in 4 different positions around where the assassinator was. South gate, front gate, the car gate, east gate, west gate. The west gate was where all the bystanders were. And no one thought, oh, go look in the parking lot in case he drives off with his car, huh? What's going on there? Like, come on. Really? We want to say this is a free country, yet they're killing people just for saying hello. Like, you don't see someone on the street walking up to someone, pulling them on a gun and going goodbye because they say hi to their friend. Now this got people up in arms. Republicans want to kill Democrats. Charlie Kirk. I straight up said Charlie Kirk was gonna die. I straight up called it. When you run your mouth for so long, that means you end up in death. I mean, think about it. Dude's fucking dead. I'm guessing why are they asking for prayers instead of doing something about it? Why? Oh, this isn't what Charlie would want. He wouldn't want violence. I think that if he died, he died. When I say that you run your mouth gets you killed, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Right here. Like, seriously.
For far too long, Americans have been forced to put up with Democrat-run.
Like, you got from Volt to Septi, or to Septi, just because you disagree with someone's food doesn't mean you kill them. Like, and you know the worst part? It's 9/10/2025. 9/10/2025. This is bullshit. Like, look at this. Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Where is it? Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. She literally says, right here, AOC literally says, are we gonna do something about it? We're on camera, we're not over there at the fucking place, huh? It's like, really? We know who the guy is! Who killed Charlie! We know who did it! There's cameras everywhere! Think about that! If you got 2 glimpses of that guy out on the fucking rooftop, two glimpses, then you damn well know that in every single one of those buildings is a camera in the fucking hallway pointing towards the window in that freaking building. And yet they say, oh, we caught our victims. Like, no, you didn't. No, I will tell you when you caught them. When I see a photo of the killer. The guy in the blue jeans, the old guy, that's not your killer. It's not. Now, they might blame me. I'm not the killer. I live in the state opposite of Utah, let me tell you. But it's like, you know, it's fucked up.
I'm so very sorry to have to join everyone right now, unexpectedly, live. My friend Charlie Kirk, the leader of Young Conservatives in America, founder of TPUSA, one of the most important political voices in the country, certainly of his generation, probably the most important, has died. He was shot at a speaking event in Utah. He was shot in a horrible irony. At an event where he was willing to hear out everyone's point of view and take questions and debate topics in a civil and political way, as he demonstrated better than anybody for years at this point. The president has confirmed Charlie's death. He tweeted out, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you." Obviously, President Trump has a long-standing relationship with Charlie. Charlie was a big part of how President Trump was elected in 2024 and how he was elected in 2016, for that matter.
Like I said, the entire world is watching. A single person was killed in front of thousands of people with their phones out. And they let this go, oh yeah, good. It's like, no. I don't think you understand the severity that cost you your party. You killed someone that wasn't a Republican, wasn't a Democrat. He was a commentator. Australia News.
Joining me now is the author of groundbreaking works, international bestsellers, his latest on democracies and death cults. Douglas Murray, let's start with the murder of Charlie Kirk, one of the brightest and bravest voices of his generation, a genuinely decent man, a father of 2, shot dead at the age of 31, at the type of event that had really become synonymous with his name. He understood the importance of robust debate, of maintaining dialogue with your ideological opponents.
When people stop talking, really bad stuff starts. When marriages stop talking, divorce happens. When civilization stops talking, civil war ensues. When you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to want to commit violence against that group. What we as a culture have to get back to is being able to
No fucking
No
shit.
fucking shit.
He's dead
He's
now.
dead now.
Let me tell you
Let
something.
me tell you something.
The people
The
who
people who are
celebrating
his death.
I know you're
I
not
know
happy.
you're not happy.
Have
Let me tell
reasonable
that-
disagreement
right
where
now.
violence is not an option.
Douglas, this is a heartbreaking, unimaginable loss.
Yeah, we're speaking just a few hours after the murder of Charlie Kirk. And I suppose, like everyone, my thoughts are with Charlie, but also his wife, his young wife, and his 2 young children that he leaves behind. It's an extraordinary, appalling.
America will never be the same by Decoy Voice.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
On September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk held an American...
No security detail up there. Look at that. No security detail is up there at all.
comeback event at Utah Valley University.
Not even up there. See that? No security detail. None.
To a large crowd of young supporters.
Every one of them are right there. Looking up. I don't know if they noticed, but can anyone tell me where they're looking? Anyone wanna tell me where they're looking? Wait, where is it? It's like, where was the shooter? To the left on the roof. Where are their eyes? To a left on the roof. Not one of them was next to the tent. They were all behind the tent when it happened, huh? All of the security guards were behind the tent when it happened. Why was the CIA silent? They knew. They knew what was going to happen.
Now, at one point, certain individuals were angry at this appearance, and then someone assassinated him, right there on stage. With the first to confirm it being...
Great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me. And now, he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife Erica and family. Charlie, we love you.
President Donald Trump, stating, "No one understood or had the hearts of America's youth better than Charlie. At 31 years old, he's no longer with us, being survived by his wife and 2 young children. What they did to Charlie Kirk today changes everything, as they didn't shoot him over fascism, dismantling democracy, or any of those buzzwords they use to villainize the right. They shot him because he was brave enough to speak the truth in a way that nobody else could. So respectfully as possible, let's talk about why, what happens next, and most importantly, to pay our respects to Charlie and
I am upset, but I'm not gonna let that get me.
his legacy, as initially, this video spread of the alleged assassin, who was quickly found to not be who they were looking for, as it seems they knew he was in a nearby building, where he is currently in custody. But before any real information has come out, MSNBC immediately went into blaming Charlie.
He's been...
I'm not gonna lie, I'd blame him too. He knew that doing that shit would get him shot. And he died for it. Let's be honest. Sometimes the truth hurts. Commentating like that, live on stage in front of 1,000 people, can lead to your death. I'm not saying what happened was justified. I'm saying he knew. He was aware of his situation.
One of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions.
Wasn't hateful actions. Not once did he hit someone with a microphone. Not once did he shoot into the crowd.
Play if this was an assassination attempt.
We don't know any of the full details of this. We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration or so.
That's a fucking lie. Dude shot, killed dead, then he was assassinated.
We have no idea about this.
With Democrat governors immediately trying to connect this to Trump.
Sympathy to Charlie Kirk's family and to Charlie.
They literally look for every rhetoric that they can find and go, oh, this would make a great opportunity to go against Trump and be like, hey, this is the reason why. It's like, no, sit the fuck down.
Obviously, we've seen other political violence occur in other states, and I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. We've seen the January 6th rioters.
It's simply despicable how they're reacting.
You're blaming a bunch of rioters for committing the freedom of speech. It's all video. All of the video was released, and they're like, oh, it's illegal. It's like, I think what you did was illegal. Fraud, deficit, illegal money spending. Like, you know, fraud was already a thing. Scamming was already a thing. Illegally putting in mail-in ballot was illegal, by the way.
To this, but of course the left is going to downplay it as they're likely the cause of it. As less than 24 hours ago, Charlie discussed the death of Irina Zarutska, to which CNN specifically called him out on.
Trump decries killing of Ukrainian refugees in Charlotte.
Really, over the weekend, Elon Musk, Charlie Kirk, other Trump...
When are we going to start charging these media companies for saying this? Calling it fraud or scam or spam or actual misinformation. When are we going to charge these people cease and desist? Like when are we going to put cease and desist right up on their screen?
Line figures succeeded in making this senseless death a symbol.
When are we going to charge CNN and MSNBC with defamation?
And it wasn't the only time.
For someone like Charlie Kirk, he should be ashamed of himself. No one mentioned the word race, white, black, or anything except him.
And keep in mind, this CNN segment was after they released the video of the murderer saying he got that white girl while muttering, she called me the word. But this is in line.
So fucking what? So fucking what? You want to know something funny? Oh, black people can say it. No, you can't. You want to know why? Black people stole the N-word from white people, and they're known for stealing. I'm sorry, I said it. So fucking what? It's a word. A word on the internet does not define you as a character. Your actions do. The moment you pick up that gun, the moment you pick up that knife, your life ends then and there. Think about it for a second. You want to make fun of someone because they're different from you? You're changing your life. You'll be known for that.
With them villainizing anybody that dares speak out against their official narrative, which goes alongside other liberal groups trying to align Charlie's movement with a hate map. As the mainstream media apparatus didn't do this themselves, but it definitely looks like they're doing their best to justify why this happens. Even Asmongold pointed out how this shouldn't be a surprise.
Yeah, quite literally. Anyone surprised that what happened to Charlie Kirk hasn't been paying attention? Sorry for my word. Go anywhere, Reddit, Twitter, etc., and you'll find thousands of unhinged direct calls to violence over politics. It's what they want. It's what the assassinator wants. They shoot the guy. They run like freaking ants in the crowd, and then you get all these comments be like, "Kill the left, kill the right." It's like, no. Simmer down for a second. Think. This is exactly what they want you to do.
Just look anywhere online to see people cheering this on, to which TikTok is filled with evil individuals rushing to their cell.
I literally just talked about this. None of these people are getting suspended or arrested for any of this shit. A guy died. They're disrespecting a dead person, and not one person is going to jail for this.
Selfie cams to celebrate what happened. Even on Twitter, they're doing...
On Twitter, too. No one's going to jail.
It's even worse on Reddit.
This is not free speech. Right here. This. Not free speech. Nuh-uh. That's hate speech. They are not the same thing.
Now, we don't need to go on all
It
this.
doesn't take a baby to go bah for you to put them in jail.
Sites to see low-life replies. I just think it's important to show how this isn't some small minority on the internet that thinks like this. We have a huge problem with people becoming programmed to want this, not against some Nazi dictator that's destroying democracy, but for an internet personality that has the courage to speak his mind on hostile college campuses, which his bravery scares the left.
You are making a damn dent.
Thank you. I'm kidding.
No, but I know, but I appreciate that. I mean, it's
Gavin Newsom literally thanked him.
The reason you're here, because I think people need to understand your success, your influence.
As he broke through pop culture and gleefully leaned into it.
The South Park episode just dropped, and honestly, it is hilarious. You need to have a good spirit about being made fun of. This is all a success. This is all a win.
They didn't go after an extreme, divisive, or overtly offensive public figure. They went after a regular guy that could articulate what most of America is thinking.
Okay, wait a second.
To the side that needs to hear it the most. But like Newsom said, he was making too much of an impact, and they not only needed to silence him, but also scare anybody that dare do the same. As Timcast announced, he's canceling his university shows.
We're canceling our events for obvious reasons. I got to confer with the crew on exactly how this plays out and what this means, but my phone is on fire right now with security as at the highest level it could possibly be. And
Yes, every person like Charlie Kirk has been put on notice right now because of this shit. For simply speaking. Every fucking person on the internet who talks like Charlie, like Tim Pool, Decoy Voice, Asmongold, Tectone, every one of them have been placed on notice due to this event. And I think it's completely fucking ridiculous that now that Charlie's dead, now the security has to be, like, done in a matter of seconds.
And we had an upcoming event. I was going to be on the ground at a university doing much the same.
Now, I don't blame Tim in the slightest. He's a young father who's not only responsible for his safety, but the safety of his entire team and all the supporters that would come out to see his shows. It's just an example of how an attack like this isn't just to silence Charlie, but his entire movement. As MSNBC is now worried, this might inspire the next Charlie Kirk.
How worried do you get about somebody taking up the cause of Charlie Kirk?
And giving them the largest logical benefit, maybe they're saying they don't want retaliatory actions, to which I can understand. But it comes across to me that they're just worried that Charlie Kirk isn't the end of Charlie's work, as I keep seeing people spamming the word war online, but honestly I don't think that's the right reaction.
I honestly agree. Don't go to war with those people. No. I think the death penalty is a fit justice for them. Anyone who talks bad about Charlie Kirk in a way that he died, I think the death penalty should go. Think about that for a second.
Of course, his assassination is going to sadden and even outrage you, but that should just inspire you to continue his will. So many people, including myself, looked up to Charlie because he had the courage to speak out, and they shot him for it. That can't mean they win. That just means his legacy is now your responsibility. Charlie was a man of faith, so I doubt he'd actually be out there attacking anybody, but even after all this, I don't think he'd be afraid to spread the truth. As one of his last tweets ever was him and his daughter, writing, "Get married,
have kids, and stop partying into oblivion. Leave a legacy, be courageous. Happy Sunday, God bless all the parents out there.
Have kids, and stop partying into oblivion. Leave a legacy, be courageous. Happy Sunday, and God bless all the parents out there."
You know, he'll never see those kids again. You wanna know why? Because he's fucking dead. The entire world watched that happen. The entire f***ing world watched that happen. I would watch Simple, but he's live right now, so I kind of don't want to like throw him off. Give me a second. Okay, he's talking about something that has nothing to do with, Holy crap, my hair is like, holy crap, dude. Put like a lot of soap in it today, but it looks like I'm sweating a bit too much. Ah, there we go. Just, fucking hell, man.
Charlie Kirk is dead. That is how President Donald Trump described conservative father.
See, has
been right.
Let's take a look at this.
Take a look at this.
Something insane
Something
happened.
insane
Let's
happened.
take a look.
Let's take a look.
Influencers, and I don't think that it falls. Hey guys, it's me again, and it's been a little while. Just before I get into the main topic of the video, I want to explain why there haven't been any videos. My dad has been in the hospital for the better part of a week now. Very serious situation. It has required my full attention.
I hope your dad
recovers, by the way.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And because of that, I've been on calls, I've been dealing with other people, talking to members of the family.
Please do not
blow up his phone.
We all understand.
What's going on.
I've been doing everything that I need to be there for my dad and for my family during this situation. And because of that, I haven't been live and I haven't made a lot of videos. And I apologize for that. Hopefully I'll be back as soon as possible. That being said, we had...
Here it comes.
Something insane happened today, and I was able to break away a little bit earlier, and I wanted to make a video about it and talk about the obvious and inevitable nature of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This happened a few hours ago, and it was probably one of the most gruesome and graphic. And
now, at the time that this live is happening, all these videos have gone past like 2 or 3 hours, so just bear with me.
Somebody grew up on LiveLeak. Videos I've ever seen. The first time I saw a video, I thought it was AI generated. The guy gets shot in the neck, and blood is spurting out. I didn't even know it could do that. And
yeah,
it was
that
absolutely fucking horrifying to see something like that happen in front of a massive audience of people. Now, if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, Charlie Kirk has been a pretty noteworthy, controversial guy. He's a conservative. He goes to a lot of college campuses, does live debates. This is a pretty popular format nowadays, and Charlie Kirk has been popularizing it and utilizing it now for many years, and he's even featured in South Park recently because of it. Charlie Kirk definitely is not a super radical right-wing person, but I would say that he's more of the moderate to, kind of extreme right-wing. Very, very, I would say, lukewarm, though, in my opinion, at least especially, and this is where we're going, especially compared to now. And what I think is going to happen now, because obviously, these shootings...
I honestly think people are going to riot, actually riot.
Like this don't really happen inside of a vacuum, and they never do, they never have. And I think that the situation that we have right now is that there is a tremendous amount of political violence that is advocated for, promoted, and allowed to exist on social media that has turned up the temperature in all political conversations, all social conversations, and all discourse on the internet in general, to a point where it's almost unrecoverable. You have people that are out there all the time advocating for violence, advocating for people to get killed. Somebody needs to take care of this guy. Somebody needs to deal with this.
Every single fucking day. Every day. Everyone wants to kill everyone. And not one person goes, oh, I just, whatever. They just, one guy was like, this dude talks too much. What the fuck is going through that motherfucker's mind? Like, holy shit. I hate, I'm sorry, I'm stimming. You can hear in the background me tapping on my desk. I hate the fact that I have to now look at Tim Pool, Asmongold, Decoy Voice, Tectone, Hassan. Yeah, people are after Hassan as well. They're after Tim Pool, they're after Asmongold, they're after all of them. Every one of them. For talking. And it's fucking ridiculous. But the one person they killed is Charlie Kirk. This is just Martin Luther King Jr., JFK, and all of them all over again. Quite literally. First, it's a black guy. I think post 2018? Black guy 2018, 2019. And then assassinations of white women, assassination of a Catholic church by a trans person. I believe that every left person are the killers. Besides the ones who are, you know, genuinely nice people who advocate nice and actually are nice and don't carry weapons. I think people who radicalize the idea of being able to kill someone just because they say something that you don't like should get publicly executed. I honestly think that, because let's be honest, people across America are tired of it. They're tired of seeing these people get shot in the face. They're tired of seeing blood splatter out in the open. They're tired of seeing bullets fly through heads and stuff. American people are tired of it. I'm not advocating for let's get rid of the Second Amendment. Like, no. I believe the Second Amendment would have protected him in this case, you know? If someone saw the assassinator, shoot him on sight. Publicly execute the fucker. That's what I see. Now, does this mean kill everyone we think is bad? No, I say if you saw the person, he's holding a rifle, he obviously looks like the barrel's smoking, and it's not a police officer, but you know someone on the other side of that arena's dead because of that motherfucker, kill the fucker. Bring his ass to justice. That's my belief. I think that, you know, when you I just have his body playing over and over in my head, just repeatedly shot one after the other. Him doing this, here, let me show you. Him doing this. Microphone drops out of his hands, blood's just gushing down, and then it's like, shh, and then it starts doing that. You can just tell that he loses all the blood in his head, and it's just gone. He just flatlines every fucking time. Over and over, it plays in my head. Over and over. I'm gonna tell the world one thing, and by God, I hope you get used to it. Just because someone says something you don't like does not mean you have to be mean or kill them. It just means that maybe you're just not used to what they're saying. That doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. That doesn't mean that they are wrong or you're wrong. That doesn't mean that you're right or they're right. It just means you are not used to what they're saying. No matter if you are trans, no matter if you are gay, lesbian, an American, Democrat, just because someone says something does not mean that you are wrong or they are wrong. It means that you are not used to what they're saying. I honestly believe that.
Won't somebody do it? The 8647, all of the crypto messaging and all of the doxing, right? Why do you dox somebody? Why do you post a person's home address?
I literally talk about this all the time. This is why I tell people don't dox me. This is exactly why.
It's to make other people that are insane, like the person who killed Charlie Kirk, it's to give them the ammunition they need to kill that person and to put that person's life in danger. That's why they're doing it. And so that's the reason why they want to find out the identities of ICE agents. That's the reason why they want to find out the identities of Tesla owners, like at the beginning of the year. It's so they can destroy their car and destroy their lives. And this isn't necessarily a one-sided thing. I think that in the last 5 years or so, especially since BLM, it's been a like 90% left-wing thing. But that doesn't mean that the 10% right-wing people are right either. But I do think that now you're going to see a lot more right-wing people balancing out those scales. The fact is that you can take a knife to a gunfight all you want, and you can think that you're honorable, but you're going to end up being dead. And I think that's what right-wing people have done for a very long time. They've tried to speak above the political violence. They've tried to advocate above it and not try to stoop down to that level. But the issue is that a lot of these social media companies have expressed literally zero desire to even do the bare minimum of moderation. I think that two of the worst actors...
We got Blue Sky, Twitter, Reddit.
...are Twitter or X and Reddit. Both of these platforms are full of a bunch of extremist nut jobs that not only should have their accounts banned, but they should probably be put in mental institutions. And I think that now, I find it to be kind of interesting taking a step back for a week or so and seeing how many people are coming around to the inevitable reality that this is the only path forward. There are so many people in society now that are just completely unhinged, under-medicated, and really just completely insane, that you can't have a person like that running wild out in society. They cause problems for themselves, not to mention everybody else around them. And I think that the society, we need to have an honest conversation about how to deal with these people in a way that, and I'll be real, I don't really care about the people that are crazy. Their well-being and the way that, you know, things are for them. Of course, obviously, I wouldn't want it to be bad, but it...
When you start
I'm sorry for cutting you off. But when you start to realize that there are nut jobs on the internet that say hooray for death or anything like that,
you can't tie them to like Houthis. You can't tie them to Al-Assad. You can't tie them to Call of Duty. You can't tie them to video games. You can't do that. Like no, these are real people who literally bought a weapon for the sole purpose of killing people. Whether or not
they have a license to kill
at all. It's nothing to do with video games. Nothing to do with like violent online rhetoric. It's to do with like I don't like you in the story. And we see these mentally unstable people all the time who say like, "Oh, I'm mentally stable." It's like, no, we're trying to explain to you. If you say that, please make sure that you're not saying that. In the sense that you go, oh, I think killing people is fine. It's like, no, it's not. No. There is a reason why humans live. Live to 100, and you're probably one of the reasons why they do not live to 100.
So when we say, like, we have mental institutions, I believe that, you know, we have all these old mental institutions we should reopen because of what we are seeing in front of us.
It's certainly not important. What's really important is all the people who aren't crazy, making sure that people that are not crazy, that are good actors, that are law-abiding citizens, are able to live a life of peace, a life of prosperity, and a life without fear of going on the subway, for example, as at the recent event as well. And I think that every single person in the world deserves to live in a place like that. And I don't want to see, America turn into a PvP server. And it sure seems like it is. And I think that in order to prevent that from happening, we need to have honest conversations about what do you do with people that, get arrested 14 times. And it's not even a question, right? You put them in jail and you throw away the key and you compel them to work, and that way you can make the money back from imprisoning them forever. That's the way that you solve that problem. It's very simple, actually. But for some reason, the way that makes people feel has made them unwilling to look at this obvious truth. If you look in history, this is what we've always done in history, and it's because it works. And the problem is that now we have so much of the discourse that's dominated by emotional thinking, that's dominated by the most unstable, the most virtue signal, the most, ridiculous, performative empathy possible, and that's defining a huge political voice in the country. This has become a tremendous detriment to everyone. And I think that with people like the shooter that probably shot Charlie Kirk, with that guy in the subway that stabbed that Ukrainian woman, or with that trans shooter that shot up the school, one thing that's common among all of them is that these people, in almost all cases, were verifiably nuts beforehand, and nothing ever was done about it. And until we can stomach the idea of solving problems like that before they happen, we're going to keep having problems. And I think that with Charlie Kirk, it's very obvious that the amount of, political violence and advocating for political violence that's happening on the internet has turned up the temperature and created an environment and a culture where this type of behavior is normal. And not only is it normal, but it's actually encouraged. And the problem is that now people are acting on it.
And because of that, Trump can't do shit. And because people, like, every time Trump does something, and seen as how he's for American people, and people go up to Trump on his specialist team or whatever to make laws and shit, and they go, oh, we gotta make a law for this so this death doesn't happen. He looks at the American people on Twitter. It's all we can look at, and it's like, oh, we don't want this law, we don't want that, we don't want. It's like, if you looked at America from the above view, went this section, a lot less deaths would be happening.
You're starting to see this happen, and I think it's going to continue getting worse. I don't think Charlie Kirk is going to be the last one, but I think we will look at Charlie Kirk's death and see it as a turning point in this topic. And what I'm really trying to get at here with this entire point is that right now we are at a extremely pivotal moment, and I think that what's going to end up happening is that right-wing people are not going to continue to turn the other cheek. They're not going to continue to just, oh, well, this is just a crazy left-wing radical. I think you're probably going to see right-wing people doing the same thing to left-wing people. And honestly, while I don't think this is a good thing, I certainly don't really feel that sorry for them. Because a lot of left-wing people have no problem advocating for violence, or at least using coded language in order to advocate for violence. The fact is that there's a certain level of intellectual dishonesty that goes on in situations like this, where it's considered, oh, well, this isn't actually what they meant, and no, this is actually some other. No, it is. It's exactly what they mean. They're trying to advocate for killing people that they disagree with. That's what
if it looks like it is what it is, then why didn't they do anything about it? Everyone across the world said the same thing. That looks like death. Trump didn't do anything about it. You want to know something funny? A bunch of hoofies said they're, what was it, Iraq, Iran, I don't know who it was, but they said they were going to assassinate Trump, and then he did something about it, right? And we have a bunch of Democrats saying 845 or some shit like that. He didn't do a goddamn thing about it. I don't get it. You either do, or you don't do something about it. The fuck is wrong with you?
It's happening, and there's no talking around it. And to the extent that you try to, you're insulting.
Like, are you really my president if you're not going to take matters into your own hands?
The intelligence of anyone that you're speaking to. And I think that now you're going to start seeing a lot of right-wing people end up doing this to left-wing people now even more. Because it's very clear that these social media platforms are not going to moderate this behavior. The FBI, for whatever reason, just refuses to deal with or have any degree of accountability for dealing with these obvious terrorists that are in the country. And because of that, I think you're going to start seeing an uptick of violence from right-wing people as well. And this is going to be, in my opinion, I don't really think the word is justified, because it's not justified, but the word is expected. I think it's going to be expected. The fact is that, you know, again, you bring a knife to a gunfight, you're going to lose. And don't be surprised when you keep bringing guns to gunfights and then somebody else decides to start shooting back. I think that's what's going to happen. And I think this is a degradation of society as a whole. And ultimately, the real burden of responsibility here doesn't really fall on influencers, and I don't think that it falls even on the commenters themselves. I think it falls primarily on the government. The fact is that the government, there are already laws that permit, explicit calls to violence. There's already laws that permit the types of stalking and doxing that people engage in online. And one of the big things that is a misconception is that people like me want new laws. We want any form of extra censorship at all. I certainly don't want that, and I don't know anybody else that does either. But what we do want is we want the existing laws to be applied and to be enforced in an accurate and a fair way, which is clearly not what's happening. And really, the government not doing that and giving this asymmetrical, in my opinion, advantage to left-wing people to fully and with complete freedom practice genuine terrorism on a daily basis, and then, you know, congratulate each other about how moral and how good they are for doing it because something bad that happened in Palestine or something bad that Donald Trump did 3 years ago. This is just simply a response. This is what's going to happen. And so, and I think that that's probably what it's going to take for these left-wing people to realize what a bad idea what they've been doing is. Because until it starts happening to them, until they start having people that are their friends or, you know, their, like icons that they look up to, the same way people looked up to Charlie Kirk, until they start seeing those people get killed, I don't think it's really going to be real for them. And unfortunately, I think that's the path that we're headed down because of the government and social media companies and every other seemingly governmental apparatus that has just completely hand-waved this problem and ignored it entirely. So the death of Charlie Kirk and the assassination of him should not come as a surprise to anyone. This should be something that everybody could have expected. All you had to do is read Twitter for an hour and you could have told me.
People calling the death for like a lot of high people, including Charlie. Yeah, I've said this in the beginning. When you talk a lot of shit online, you keep doing it over and over, people are going to kill you for it. He's about to explain that.
This would have happened, of course. Same with Reddit. And until that core problem is addressed, you will continue to see a rapid decline in any type of social discourse. And I'm actually kind of afraid to see what's going to happen next, because I think it's just going to continue getting worse, and I don't see the reason for it to stop. And so anyway, I wanted to make this video because it's obviously a topic that, I've been talking about this a lot for the past few years now, and I was laughed at a lot, and people were telling me it wasn't that big of a deal, and they were joking. Well, I saw the video. That wasn't a joke. And the reality is that those jokes and everything create a culture and an environment where the actual actions are more permissible. And you also have people that are the ones telling the quote jokes that are talking around just, directly, saying that this is a bad thing and it shouldn't be tolerated for any reason. You have, I don't want to go through a bunch of different names, but anybody, this is the way I look at it. I'm just going to make a categorical.
So the reason why you don't hear me talking is because I admire this person. I enjoy listening to him talk. And I want you guys to experience, every time that I explain to you guys something, what he actually understands from his point of view.
Is that any content creator or anybody like this who has been advocating for violence against a person in an extrajudicial way. I'm not talking about trying people who they disagree with for treason. This is advocating for the judicial process to be used against people they disagree with. I think that's fine. But whenever you have people that are saying things like 8647, or anybody who's advocating for any form of extrajudicial justice, extrajudicial justice, and basically vigilante justice on people who they disagree with politically, you have to realize that all of those people, I think, have made themselves acceptable targets. And I think that there's a lot and millions of people out there nowadays that see that. And I think that that should be extremely worrying for them. It should be terrifying. But the reality is that they have created that environment themselves through their own actions, through their behavior, and through their own words. You reap what you sow. And I think that things are about to get a whole lot worse. So anyway, guys, I wanted to make this video and talk about it. And that's about all I've got to say. So I hope to be back soon. I'll record videos when I can, here and there. But for the most part, as I said before, my dad has had so many really serious issues going on. I need to devote my full attention to making sure that he...
As I've said before, Esmond, I hope your dad does well. I hope your dad recovers from his sickness. Other than that, I don't know what to say.
He's healthy and taken care of. And so as much as I look forward to streaming, this has to take priority. I don't have a time frame. It will probably be a matter of weeks and maybe not even that long until I'm back regularly. And so hopefully that's the case. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Another senseless...
I want to see that again.
Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Another senseless death that never needed to happen. And I think that anybody who was, talking about this and turning up the heat on any of this type of political rhetoric and discussing, or at least, flirting with the idea of political violence, I think all of those people have made themselves acceptable targets in all of the worst ways possible. And I don't think that this is a good thing either, but I think it's happened. So anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching. And I guess I'll see you soon. Anyway, peace.
So that happened. Charlie's dead. The whole world sees it. Charlie is fucking dead. Bickering in Congress after spoken prayer request for Charlie Kirk. Something that should not be fought over. Yet these fucking retards are fighting over it. A guy just died on the field, and these motherfuckers are arguing over it.
What purpose does the gentlelady from Colorado rise?
Seriously? Whoever said no, bar them from their chair.
Wait a minute. The House
As an American, bar them from their fucking chair. As an American, I pay their taxes. I pay in-store purchases for them to sit in that fucking chair. Bar them from their fucking chair for saying no.
Order. The House will be in order.
A lot of Americans would be pissed at seeing this video. Pissed at seeing this video alone. A lot of Americans would.
The House will be in order.
Instead of saying the House will be in order, Matt Johnson, say get her and get out. That's all you have to say. Get her and get out. Easy peasy.
We will join prayer right after this, okay? The chair lays before the House a communication. The House will be in order. Thank you all. The House will be in order. The chair lays before the House a communication.
Wow, it took them 2 minutes. I would have had that done in 5 seconds. I'd have been like, that's really in order. Any other objections will be notified outside. As she spoke up again, I've been, get out. Get out. Like, really? Yeah, like I said, I know the FBI are probably watching my video. I'm gonna tell you right now, that motherfucker better stay in the state of Utah, because if he goes outside the fucking boundary, I'm gonna kill him.
Welcome back to 2CTV, your global news channel. We come to you guys live from Florida as we have some more information about the suspects at this point.
Everyone who knows who the suspect is knows very well that if he steps outside Utah, he is going to die before the FBI even touches him.
A second suspect has now been released by the authorities after Charlie Kirk's assassination. The second one was perceived as a person of interest. They have now questioned him and now released that person as well. There's a lot going on right now. There is an update from President Trump. Of course, if you haven't watched our previous live reports, go and check them out to get more information about...
I want this to happen. This should happen.
unfortunately, the moment of the assassination. Now we do have some more details about some of the arrests that have now.
Right outside of Carry On. A rifle on this dude's dash, and they just handcuffed him.
That's the guy. That is the guy. How do I know? Huntsman rifle. I know the sound of a Huntsman rifle. Definitely that's the guy. Black sweatpants, white shirt. Could have taken the black thing off so they didn't know who he was. Huntsman rifle sitting right there in front of the cop car. Definitely the one. Yep.
So that
why'd you click off? We serious?
Person has also been released. The FBI. FBI initially obviously told us that this, the
Do I actually have cancer? Or am I just big?
Director Kash Patel said the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Thank you to the local and state authorities in Utah for your partnership with the FBI. We will provide updates when able. And then this was the update afterwards. The subject in custody has been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. Our investigation continues and we will continue to release information in interest of transparency. So the authorities themselves, so not the actual FBI, the police, did investigate, did question the person, and it wasn't him.
Incompetent motherfuckers, that was him.
The attacker is still on the loose. The way they managed to get around security, on it, security wasn't that strong, but still, the way the person managed to do one shot, take one shot from 200 yards away, one shot right here, successful hit, and somehow completely disappear. This is not a rogue person. This is not a lone wolf isolated incident. This is a professional hit, coordinated. President Trump has now released he's just done a video address from the White House, the Oval Office, which we're going to get to, because he mentioned something extremely important. He's going to go after those who fund groups and organizations that hate America and left-wing terrorism. Before we do that, we have now received the audio, dispatch audio, describing the shooter of the assassination. Let's quickly go to this exclusive audio that we now have received.
QVU by the Soundstand reported one individual that was shot, unknown where the shooter went. QVU in Orem has had an active shooter at the Charlie Kirk event. We're getting several calls. We're trying to get more information.
418 copy. How many injured do we have?
Just one person. Sounds like maybe another individual in the car. We're not sure if they're a patient or if they're just trying to get out of the area.
We do have officers following the victim to Timothy Douglas Hospital. Just east of the library. He's wearing jeans, black shirt, black mask, long rifle.
To UVU, there was one shot. We are staging at the front of the school by the roundabout.
Is on top of the building on the far north side, just east of the library, wearing jeans, black shirt, black vest.
Copy. Can you confirm with PD, do they have the shooter in custody?
Your DPS is requesting let's try and get that motorcycle stopped, maybe a suspect in that shooting. What was your traffic?
Is possibly a suspect from the shooting. If we can try and get that vehicle stopped.
Yeah. Well.
So this was just released 40 minutes ago.
Okay, guys, so this is going to be my absolute last update on this story before I go to bed here. Obviously, we've been waiting for the White House to respond to this Charlie Kirk tragedy. Well, President Trump has finally addressed the situation from the Oval Office, so take a look.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory, may God watch over his family, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.